ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगुण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome to all of you for today's session. Today, Srimad Bhagavatam, we are going to discuss fourth canto, 14 chapters, slokas, and from slok number 6, from 6th slok onwards, we will be discussing. Just a little recap. In yesterday's class, we discussed Anga. Anga was getting a bad, cruel boy as son because of that. So, first of all, initially he just was thinking how he got this kind of bad boy. And after that, he digested and he took it in a favorable way for devotional life. Yeah, it's a good for his devotional life so that he will not be having the attachments for family and the children. That attachment is gone because of this bad son. So like that, he thought and he left his place, his kingdom, his wife, everything he left. And in the midnight, when everyone is sleeping at that time, without telling, he left the place. He actually left, but his citizens, his ministers, his subjects, and all the people, they were trying to search. They were trying to search actually, but they were not able to find. They took several days. So, but still, they couldn't find where he went. So, like neophyte yogis are searching for Paramatma. Like that, they tried to search, but they couldn't find him. Even he is there nearby, but they were not able to find him. So finally, they returned back. But by the time, how was the kingdom? Because there was no king, there are so many thieves and rogues. They were just stealing the money and giving pain to the innocent people. It was very horrible place actually. It's horrible at that time. So by seeing these sages came there, these sages actually they saw the situation. They understood, oh, this now there is no king. There should be something because they are always sages, very much concerned about the living beings. So Gurugu and others, they came to the kingdom, Anka's kingdom, and they thought that so king better to make so Vena only as king with the son of Of course, he's a cruel man, but without king is more horrible actually. They thought that at least this person kept as a king and he will be corrected actually, corrected like that they thought, and they appointed him as a king. When he was appointed, immediately in the kingdom who are the thieves and rogues are there, they just he was now with full of all the opulences, 8 opulences. That means he got the ministers. So ministers he got power on the treasure, he got power on army, he got power on everything. Like this, all these powers he got now. So that's why the king is represented as are known as representative of Vishnu. Vishnu also is possessing all the powers. Originally, he is possessing all the powers to maintain a creation. So king is also part of that. He is given a little portion of the Lord's ruling capacity. Ruling capacity means possessing the grip or hold on these 8 things: ministers, treasury, kingdom, and people, and army, and so on. So we'll finish till here actually. On 6th sloka onwards. So how King Vena was ruling his country, his kingdom, that we are going to see. What is he declaring? So, Nayastavyam Nadatavyam Navutavyam Vidache Idi Heri Kosha Sarvasha. Next one, can offer critical. Thus, King Vena Southern Great Thanos throughout the audience. Another word, he stormed all kinds of. Yes, no need to do any fire sacrifice for demigods. This is his first and foremost order. So one should not give any charity to the brahmanas, and one should not do any yajna for others. Na yastavyam, na datavyam, na hotavyam, dvija kvachit. Actually, the society annad bhavanti bhutani parijanyad anna sambhava. So yagnad bhavati parijanyo yajna karma samudbhava. So to sustain people, that means their body, what they need? They need food. Food comes from where? Rains. And rains comes from where? Yajna. If yajna is not done, then what? So then there is no food. No rains, no yajna, no rains, no food. And people will be in trouble actually. This is a demonic. What is that? Too much yajnas are happened, that's why. It's not too much yajnas actually. This is another way. Another way of anger. They are demigods, they are taking out their anger actually. Lord Indra is not happy with that region of people. And their samuhik karma is very bad. So that's why he's pouring rain so much. So wherever there is more sin, then there will be a reaction, actually, sinful reaction. So demigods appropriately they give actually. Whenever they need, so as per the need, they give the rains. So that living human beings, they will be happily producing the grains, and those grains will be offered to the demigods. So in the fire sacrifice. In this way, there's a parasparam bhavayanti. This is a principle actually. This is a principle to conduct the mutual cooperation, and they will be living peacefully actually. So, but what? Very Ghoshena. So there are drums actually. Announcement, for doing announcement, they used to use big drums. And he is going to that drum, that announcer, he goes into the different, so what we say, हिंदी में क्या बोलते, इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते, चौराई. Yes, he is going to so announce that. Nyavarayat dharmam bheri goshena sarvashaha. That means the principle, basic principle is conducting yajna is the most important thing to sustenance of the society actually. If yajna is not conducted, then people will be in the trouble. So all the religious rituals, most and foremost religious ritual is performing the yajna. All dvijas they perform yajna. So that is start. What was committed by King Vena many years ago is at present being carried out by atheistic governments all over the world. The world situation is so tense that any moment governments may issue declaration to stop religious rituals. So many countries you can see, you cannot chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra public, and you cannot do any kind of these yajnas and rituals. Huh? You have to take other rules. Yes. Therefore, yeah. All the 90% Muslim villages nearby. Let Mahesura is one of the place. There we have land. I am cultivating. That's very difficult. Already many boundaries are encroached. The world situation is so tense that any moment governments may issue declaration to stop religious rituals. Eventually, the world situation will become so degraded that it will be impossible for pious men to live on the planet. Therefore, sane people should execute Krishna consciousness very seriously. So that they can go back to Godhead, without having to further suffer the miserable conditions predominant in this universe. Yes, one should make their life perfect and help others to become perfect. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. This Krishna conscious movement should be taken very seriously. Venasya munayo durvrattasya vicheshtinam all the great is simple. And after observing 12 Venas atrocities, concluded that great danger and catastrophe was approaching. Thus, out of compassion, they began to amongst themselves, for they themselves were the performers of several crises. Yeah. So, great assembly. So, sages assembled together now. How it is possible actually? Without no rains, no food, people are not happy, full of hunger. And also he said, no giving charity, Brahmanas live by charity actually. And Brahmanas are not giving any charity. See, that brahminical culture, anyone come, first and foremost, they attack on brahminical culture. Yeah. What is brahminical culture? Cows, Brahmanas. Cows is needed for performing. Yes. If cows are killed, there are no sacrifice. And if Brahmanas are not giving charity, then they cannot continue their religious activities. They cannot educate the society. So what Britishers they did? When they came, they opened the slaughterhouses for killing cows, and they stopped the Gurukul education. That is nothing but what? It is the demonic culture actually. It is the same thing what Vena thousands and millions, hundreds of years back he did, thousands of years back. Same thing you can see again and again. History is repeated. It's not the new actually. Whatever is happening, you can see in the past also the same things. Whatever now there. So it's a repetition. So Brahminical culture, if there is nothing, there is no Brahminical culture, then finish. People not will be in the goodness. When they are not in the mode of goodness, they cannot see the difference between body and soul. Then people will become like animals. It's easy to control them and it is easy to engage them in the sense gratification and control. This is the way actually. They destroy the culture like this. So that's why Lord is always giving protection for the Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha. So Lord always give protection to the cows and brahmanas. And wherever there are no care for cows, that society will be going to face severe reactions. We should be ready for them. Because millions of cows are being cut by day. Hundreds of thousands and millions of cows. So do you think we'll be so peaceful in this planet? Do you think our life will be so nice with this kind of setup and this will be continued for the so decades and centuries? Is simply that means if we think like that, actually we are also having lack of faith. What is that? Actually. So we are also having the I should not use the word. So if we support Hiranyakashipu means what? We're also some nature is there. So that's a sadhu means it's a basic minimum actually. Why Parishit Maharaj actually so aggressive? Because Kali is killing cow. So that is the nature. What we learn from the Parishit Maharaj. So they are very reactive actually for this immediately. So that's why we should, without cows and without caring cows, it's a Golok Vrindavan, na? Where will go? Wherever there are the cows and Krishna, there we go. So Krishna so much, he loves cows. And if there is no care for the cows in that society cannot be peaceful actually. No, it's impossible. It will increase the tension and all the so frustration, mental problems, physical problems, all will increase. One may think, oh, it's just an animal. What is there? If it is not there, what is lacking in our life? No, actually, it is the center of the human existence on this earth planet. Cow is the center. If there is no cow, then there is no existence of human beings. It is such a deep. So, Krushi, Goksha, Nityam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. What Krishna is saying, Go Raksha. It is the pillar actually. In the Bhagavad Gita, Go Raksha is there. The word Go Raksha. It should be clear for us. They're all followers of Bhagavad Gita or not? Yes. So Go Raksha is very important. Krushi, Go Raksha, Vanijam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Prabhupada also mentions several times this. At least they should not kill the cows. If they are interested in eating meat, let them eat other animals, but they should not harm cows. But cows are very important actually. Without cows, there will be no healthy food actually. It is not suitable for human beings to be in the mode of goodness. Whatever the without cow products and cow panchagavya, our body cannot be in mode of goodness. And if we are not in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the subject matter. We always study and we always miss the essential point. Because of the sin in the bones, sin will be accumulated by eating all the sinful food. Every day in our body, actually, there is accumulation of sin, lot of sin, because it's not pure food. So, and also, if there Vedic studies means studying of all this. So, Shad Darshanas, Vedas, 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, Dharma Shastras, Mimamsa, and Puranas. 14 Vidya. So it has to be cultivated all the time in the society. How many Vidyas are there? 14. 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, Dharma Shastra, how many? 11. Mimamsa, 12. Nyaya, 13. Puranas, 14. These 14, Chaturdasha Vidya. It has to be cultivated in the society so that people will be like human beings. Otherwise, they'll become dharmena hina, pasuvis samana. They'll become pasus if this 14 vidya is not cultivated in the society. So the society will be automatically peaceful when there is a education is cultivated through the gurukulas and cows are protected. By seeing this, no yajnas, nothing, no religious activities, sages become so worried. Therefore, the great sages assembled together and after observing cruel Vena's atrocities, concluded that a great danger and catastrophe was approaching the people of the world. Danger. So same danger is going to approach for us also. Because now we became like the situation how Vena created, same situation is there now also. Even more severe situation. So then who has to save the society? Sages. Who are those? Huh? You are. You are all the sages. Kali Yuga sages. No, in Kali Yuga sages, not Kali Yuga sages. We are cages, sir. We are in cages. Before King Vena was enthroned, all the great sages were very much anxious to see to the welfare of this society. When they saw that King Vena was most irresponsible, cruel, and atrocious. Actually, here now the main point is what is lacking in the society, how much seriously it is important to bring that lacking. That is not there in the people's consciousness. If there is no care for the cows, how it make a difference for my life? People they think like that. They don't know what is the value of a cow. They don't know what is the value of Vedic education. They don't know value of the brahminical culture. That means we are in such a deep ignorance, and so it's completely problem also is not known, and severity of the problem also is not known. It's a very pity situation actually. And for what we are aiming for that, what are the necessary conditions? That is also not clear actually. You want to reach to the pure devotional service, then definitely we have to be in the mode of goodness. Be in the mode of staying in the mode of goodness is very important. How? Tell me how the mode of goodness is important. Yes,
Right. We can see the Shastras actually is possible.
but anyway, holy name is there. Why we need Shastra? Just I am countering it. It's like if you chant holy name, Satvaguna will come. Yes, Prabhu.
What's the one devotee asked Prabhupada? Well, he asked us to chant the holy name. Why are they giving us so many books?
Yeah.
Yes. Sitting and that books.
Yes.
Because that I'm giving the books that we can chant it. If you not chant.
Yes, yes. So that how would you say in a technical way? I want technical. That's true. How technically how we yes, Shastra is needed. Prabhu said that Shastra is needed. We should be in the mode of goodness because so we should get the Shastra Chakshu. We should be able to see Shastra. Or we should be able to see things through the Shastra. For that, we should be in mode of goodness. Yes, very good. But chant holy name and be in the mode of goodness. Automatically, will not be goodness, will be in the transcendental with the chanting holy names. Then why we need to caring for all this becoming mode of goodness and cow protection and having this kind of Vedic culture, Vedic studies. Yeah.
In the morning, you can estimate what is right.
We can discriminate what is right and But we discriminate already. We understood that Krishna is. We are not in any mode of goodness, but by sadhu association, we got the difference between matter and subject, spirit, and also who are we. So then we understood holy name is important, and we chant Hare Krishna and we'll go back Godhead. Why we have to bother about all these things?
We are righteous in practice.
24 hours we can chant. Okay. Yes, Chetan bro.
Always.
What? Something is coming immediately.
We are products.
That means chanting is not possible. 24 hours. Why we have to chant 24 hours? Huh? Why we have to chant? Why we have to chant? थोड़ा दो चार घंटा करने से नहीं होता है क्या? जरूर श्रद्धा क्या है मतलब 4 घंटा कर रहा हूँ तो चले जाओ. आदि गोपनी भाई bro. Yes, Prabhu is. Just I'm countering your such just to.
If a person chanting 2 3 hours only, that means he is not fully convinced or purified. And if a person has continually purified himself, naturally he will wish to chant more and more. And 24 hours, naturally.
Who wish to get purified, he will be chanting 24 hours. So 2-3 hours chanting से purification नहीं होता है. हाँ?
धीरे धीरे लगता है.
अच्छा धीरे धीरे होगा.
एक बार खा लेंगे क्या?
एक बार
सारा क्लास डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लिए 2-3 घंटे एक प्लान से सर्कल. But because there are so much occurrences and those kind of events can be among things maybe a lot of this. So those occurrences होने का इनका बहुत experience नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. And therefore तो वो इस तरीके से वो बहुत 24 नहीं कर पाएंगे. मैं इसके कहने में जरूरी है कि goodness from the ruling system. For example, now we know कि हमें पता है कि enlightenment जीवन का goal क्या है and everything process we know and we are by chanting we are connecting to the transcendental process, not even in goodness. But actually, like in society, actually, for the society to move on, because the culture is made by not just a few people who are practicing who know the thing, but the culture is made by all of us together. And just like here it is happening, but one Iskcon is out of sync with the culture, and it is creating a lot of havoc, especially the one who's on the top position. So now, for the culture to be there, like it should be there for like most of the people can follow and they can understand the things. And therefore, like goodness is very important. If that culture is there, actually most of the time it's like Krishna conscious culture. So everyone culture is so culture means like society and everyone is a part of it and they are naturally becoming Krishna conscious. So for that some goodness practices which can bring people in goodness, like cow protection, all these kind of stuff are very, very important. So that even those who are not in the devotional path, they can come to the goodness and be actually good with that.
Okay, that means you want to say for bringing others into mode of goodness, we need to have this culture. Yeah. Okay. That means there is no need of cow protection and all these. But for others to bring them to the mode of goodness, we need to have culture. For that, we need.
No, but we are part only. So like we are not saying we don't need those things. We also need those things. But
How we need? Why we need? We can chant Hare Krishna and go back to Godhead. Why we need it? Yes, this is the background of everyone's mind. It is there. That's why I'm asking. I don't putting question actually. Why we need them? Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalau, Nastyeva, Gatiranyada. Prabhu, you Prabhu. Yes.
Now we are this was like who is the prediction according to teaching is in all these are out.
This is the point actually. These I am expecting it. Many times we discussed this. Already who is able to, because you see, we are not the 2 hours, 4 hours devotee. Jivet Swarup by Krishna Nityadas. That means we should be doing devotional service, direct devotional service. Jnana Karma Janavrita Krishna Anusellam, we should do for 24 hours. Only for the pleasure of Krishna. That is the meaning of pure devotion. We should do pure devotion to achieve our goal. That is a recommended process given by Acharyas. So, such a 24 hours direct engaging himself, direct devotional services is possible by only those people who has Drashada. If one is able to chant like that, so then there is no need of varnashram for them. There is no need of caring for the cows and this and that, or studying Vedas or endeavoring for all these things. There is no need age. But how many are there like that? So if someone is like that, definitely. That's why we say Hare Nama Iva Kevalam Kalau Nastyeva Gadiranyada. Because Harinam only is taking us to the Krishna Prema, not the Varnashram. We accept that 100%. And for that one should one should fully surrender to Krishna. And today also Prabhu said, so Shraddha means what? So complete faith on Krishna and I should not do anything else. So such a determination one should get. If one got such a determination, I have to do only Krishna's service. And that is only my business and I don't need to do anything else. And how who will maintain your body? Then you have confidence that Krishna will maintain. And Yogakshemam, Vahamyam. He will take care whatever the way he wants. But I will be chanting or I will be remembering, I will be hearing and I will be doing Shravana Kirtana Dirupa Bhakti. So all the time for him. If such a determination if you have, then Krishna will take care and such a person doesn't need any kind of these things, culture and this and that. But who are there like that? How many are there? So that's why if whoever is not in that position, then to become like that, what is the qualification is needed? Drashraddha. Drashraddha means what? Shastrartha Vishwasa. So one should study Shastras deeply. If you don't study Shastras deeply, which Shastra? Bhakti Shastras. So one should study Bhakti Shastras very deeply in the association of pure devotees. So for that, to study the Shastra deeply, one should be in the mode of goodness. If he is not in the mode of goodness, what will happen? Lal chashma pehn ke dekhenge to dunya pura लाल दिखेगा, ऐसे काला चश्मा पहन के देखेंगे तो काला दिखेगा. तो जो भी शब्द सुनेंगे अपना मनमानी का अर्थ लगाएंगे. तो इसीलिए मोड ऑफ गुडनेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू gain the qualification of Dhrudha Shraddha. Dhrudha Shraddha is not part of Bhakti. Dhrudha Shraddha is the qualification of performer and it is not the anga of the Bhakti. One should understand. This one will get by the being in the mode of goodness and studying Shastra and removing all the asambhavanas and viparita bhavanas. So that's why this is a crucial point I want to make all of you to, I want registered in your minds actually. This is the point. So that's why I said also, previous classes also, what is the standard process where I am, then what is needed to progress further for me. This should be clear. So now that's why we need to balance our life here. We need to try to make more and more sattvic life. Like someone is working in a aggressive areas, industrial areas, let him retire and take the more sattvic occupations as much as possible, as much as possible, as much as possible. So, like that, he should try to keep himself whole day in mode of goodness and also reducing as much as possible non-devotees association and increasing as much as possible so devotees association and hearing more and more deeply the Shastra and increasing the faith and increasing the sadhana. This should be this is the direction of the society actually. This is the way society should proceed. It's not that holy name is there, then I can do anything. But holy name is there, but I can do anything. How will say you then holy name is there, you do all the time holy name. Chant holy name. Don't use the bhakti to destroy your sin or your offenses or your whatever the sinful activities we do to purify that holy name is not there. So that's why we should drive the society towards Daivarnashram. Because why we say Daivarnashram? Because that is the idealistic society. So that is the best society given by the Lord. So we should push. Immediately we may not take them, but gradually we should take them. Direction should be that direction towards that. Prabhupada also that's why he wanted. Initially he said that whatever you do for Krishna. Then after that he said that no, you retire, come out from that cities and stay in the farm projects. But of course, without training, we took, and that is our mistake actually, readers' mistake. Took the people without training them there, and if they fail, and the farm project is failed, then whose mistake that is? Readers' mistake. Yes.
Many saints who were personalities, purely were just practicing for their own self purification, going back to God. But Prabhupada or our recent acharyas, Bhakti Bharat as well, they gave us to preach. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gave us to preach. So this would be also one of the aspects that we need the whole society or different aspects to attract the people of different natures. Like someone may be into competition, someone may be into different areas. So we cannot just purely say that chant 54 hours to the Krishna, which should not be very much attractive to everyone.
Of course, our goal is bringing everyone to the pure devotional platform. Yeah, this society will accommodate all the different natures also. Yesterday I was saying, so in that class, Prabhupada initially focused on brahmanas and sannyasis. Then after that, we can see Varnashrama college. He recommended to have in every center wherever we have immediately. So that is to train the other varnas. So that ultimately build a Vaishnava community. This is the goal actually. Increasing, creating more favorable environment for progressing in devotion. So that's why we need what? Mode of goodness. Goodness is very important. Of course, bhakti is beyond all these three modes, and you cannot simply reject like that. That's true, provided if you are got the full surrender to the Lord, sarvadharman parityaja. Then that statement is true, but you should not use that statement to defend your some other things. Actually, whatever qualification we have, based upon that we should speak, not the so philosophically we speak something and actions we do something. That should not.
Is there a Shastra?
Is there any shastras in the spiritual world? Shastra purpose is what? They actually Suddha Kanta and another one. Madhukanta. They always Lord's pastimes, they sing, and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, so they all sit and hear it. They do Sravanam, Kirtanam. These pastimes of the Lord. Shastra means what? Pastimes of the Lord only. Next, Aho Ubayatas Praptam Lokasya Vyasanam
They saw that switch from both galaxies. When a fire blazes on both ends of a law, ants in the middle are making that situation. Similarly, at the time, the people in general were in diverse position, due to an endless responsibility on one side and thieves and rogues on the other side.
Yeah. These people are very much tortured. Like how example is given, there is a log on two sides, fire is lit. In between the ends are there. Same is people one side from the king, they are getting the heavy taxes and no religious activities. And another side actually sharing it. We are not focusing on this now. So when a fire blazes on both ends, so that on one side, king is having heavy taxes and no religious activities, no rains, no food, so much torture from him, and another side, thieves and rogues. भयादेशा कृतो तदर्हणः The sages began to consider that it was due to a political crisis. So that's why they want to meet him and explain the situation. Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that even in the renounced order, one should not give up sacrifice, charity, and penance. The brahmacharis must perform sacrifices. That means every day they do swadhyaya and havan as per the karmic, as a traditional Vedic culture. But now in Daivarnasha, we do our chanting and hearing. That is the yajna. The grihasthas must give in charity. And those in the renounced order of life, the vanaprasthas and sannyasis must practice penance and austerities. These are the procedures by which everyone can be elevated to the spiritual platform. When the sages and saintly persons saw that King Vena had stopped all these functions, they became concerned about the people's progress. It means brahmacharis, they should not do swadhyaya, no Vedic education, no gurukulas, and so no datavyam, no charity. That means grihasthas, they should not do any charity. Vanaprasthis and sannyasis, no penance, nothing. So, like this, he stopped all the religious activities. But when these are all stopped, then what will happen? People will degrade. Saintly people preach God consciousness or Krishna consciousness because they are anxious to save the general populace from the dangers of the animalistic life. There must be a good government to see that citizens are actually executing their religious rituals, and thieves and rogues must be cut. So, as an Indian constitution, also any state constitution should be so to make the people follow their religious rituals, their dharma. But our constitution is like how secular dharma निरपेक्ष जो करना है करो जो भी मरो हमको कोई लेना देना नहीं राजा का ऐसा हो गया राजा के कर्तव्य क्या होता है? प्रजा अपना अपना धर्म को पालन कर रही है या नहीं, ये देखना चाहिए। राजा का काम ये है। राजा ही खुद बोल रहे हैं कि आप जो करना है करो, हमको कोई लेना देना नहीं। तब तो क्या होगा उस सोसाइटी में? सब कुछ सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन का ही बढ़ाव है। सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन बढ़ने के लिए क्या क्या मीन्स इन्वेंट करना चाहिए, और गुड्स बनाओ और उससे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करो। और जो ज्यादा सेंस ग्रेटिफाई करेंगे उनको ज्यादा महत्व दिया जा रहा है, अवार्डिंग। जो ज्यादा सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन काज बनेंगे उनको अवार्ड दिया जा रहा है। ऐसा है ना दुनिया में। सो सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन ज्यादा करने वाले को और ज्यादा फैसिलिटेट करने वाले अवार्ड विनिंग्स, जैसे नाचने वाले, गाने वाले, साइंटिस्ट, ये सब क्या है? सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन को इंक्रीज करने वाले। और उन लोगों को अवार्ड्स मिलता है। जो भी है शास्त्र पढ़ते हैं, अध्ययन करते हैं, उनका कोई महत्व ही नहीं है। फंड्स कट कर देते हैं। हाँ, फंड्स कट करते हैं। रिलीज एक्टिविटी स्टॉप करते हैं बस। कोई भी बड़ा उत्साह, राजा की कोई भी सपोर्ट नहीं है, तब क्या होता है? तो दिस काइंड ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, डू यू थिंक इट विल एग्जिस्ट फॉर एवर? Sages will destroy this. Who are those? Yes, he is. No, your question. You are not a sage.
So, आपको government के बारे में बोलना,
Yes.
but today's context also, because first Prabhupada told that the government, if the king is not strong, then the rogues and thieves flourish. If he is strong, then they will fled, they will go away. But in today's context, is good or bad, even if someone commits some criminal activity, police will arrest him, take him to court. But government and court are totally separate things. So if even if the government is strong, the court can say he can show though he can, like earlier there used to be death penalty with death, but अब तो भी हटा दिया, तो अनमर के है। How do we see the context of court and the government, because they are different in every country?
Judiciary, administration, bureaucracy. So, judiciary, administration, legislative, yes. These three actually are divided in the democracy, so that there is a balance, check and balance. If administration is becoming too overpowered, so they find that monarchy is bad, because monarch is having administrative power, legislative power, and judiciary also is having. This is not, actually they felt that this is wrong. That's why they said that now we will not be having such a monarch system. We will be distributing this to the three, dividing the powers into and distributing to three people. Judiciary is powerful. So whatever legislations are made by the elected members, so those will be checked by the judiciary and then they will approve. Then execution will be done by the another team, bureaucracy, administrative team actually, and whatever they do. So if they do wrong, then judiciary will be taking the action. For hearing, it is looking nice, yes, but it is not nice. Earlier one king was there, now three kings. It is three. Actually, when power is distributed like this, no work is happening actually. No one is responsible actually. वो करेगा करके ये बोलेगा, ये करेगा करके वो बोलेगा, वो करेगा करके वो बोलेगा, कोई नहीं कर रहा है actually. And topmost thing is judiciary, law and order actually. What is the base for them? ये राइट है, रॉन्ग है करके आज समाज में डिसाइड करने के लिए क्या है? BNSS, भारतीय न्याय संहिता नहीं, वो BNS अलग है, BNSS अलग है। सो भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता, BNS, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता। नाम तो लगा दिया संविधा का नाम। तो जैसा मनु संहिता है, नाम तो लगा दिया लेकिन काम तो है नहीं। तो बीएनएसएस रिसेंटली आया, आप लोगों को पता है ना, आईपीएससी और इंडियन पिनल कोड हटा के अभी बीएनएसएस रखे। पता है नहीं पता है? नहीं पता। तो जानना है ना भाई, तो आप लोगों को कौन रूल कर रहा है, क्या है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, कौन मेंटेन कर रहा है, क्या है लॉ क्या लॉ नहीं है, तो जानना है ना। ऐसा शुद्ध भक्ति, शुद्ध भक्ति में लीन में तो ठीक है, अच्छा है तो हम लोग देख लेंगे। कृष्णा विल मेंटेन। सो नहीं, इसीलिए कि जब आपको प्रचार करना है, जाना है, तो आपको सोसाइटी में रहता है ना, तो जानना चाहिए। भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता बीएनएस ये आ गया अभी। लेकिन ये बीएनएसएस का जो भी है फॉर्मुलेशन, पहले आईटीसी था, इंडियन पिनल कोड, वो कौन बनाया? ब्रिटिश 200 साल पहले ब्रिटिश से बनाया, उसी का डेफिनेशंस और उसी का क्राइम्स को डेफिनेशंस को लेके अभी तक चला। तो उसमें पूरा एकदम कोई भी माने उसका मोरालिटी, जब मोरालिटी को क्रॉस किया उसी को बोलते हैं मिस्टेक और द क्राइम। So who will define morality? British define morality, and based upon that, some code of conduct code is defined, and that we are following till you. Who are God? You are not at all God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So that's why actually even now also, of course, BNSS is there, but still there little changes they did for that, and they kept some are irrelevant now. That's why they removed their sections. Otherwise, everything is same. And mostly, if any case comes, they decide right or wrong based upon the violation of fundamental rights of individual. किसी को रेप किए, उसमें क्या है, प्रोसीडिंग्स कैसा होता है एक्चुअली, उस व्यक्ति का फंडामेंटल राइट है जीने का, उसको ये करप्ट कर दिया, इसको वो डिस्टर्ब किया, कितना लेवल तक किया, इसके ऊपर इसके अनुसार और उसके लिए जो भी पीरियड में ऐसा केस के लिए क्या पनिशमेंट दिया गया, उसको भी रेफरेंस में रखते हुए प्रीवियस केस इज रेफरेंस फॉर द प्रेजेंट केस, प्रीवियस मिस्टेक इन नॉलेज इज द रेफरेंस फॉर प्रेजेंट डेरिवेशंस। एक्चुअली सेम देयर आल्सो स्पेकुलेशंस ओनली। एक एक जज एक एक प्रकार से स्पेकुलेट करते हैं, उनको देखने की नजर अलग होता है, दूसरे जज का देखने की नजर अलग होता है। जैसा हम लोग ऋत्विक और हम लोगों का केस कर्नाटक हाई कोर्ट में जीत लिया हम लोग, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आके हार गए। तो ये कैसा है, वो तो दोनों तो भारतीय न्याय संहिता और इंडिया में ही रहने वाले न्याय जुडिशियल सिस्टम है ना, ये कैसा बदल गया? देखने की नजर, जो जो जज का देखने की जो नजर है वही बस जजमेंट है उनका, जो अल्टीमेटली ऐसा। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग आवर सो कॉल्ड जो भी है जजमेंट जो आता है, उसकी मेन इंपॉर्टेंट सो कॉल्ड क्या है, हम लोग को फंडामेंटल राइट्स, इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में रहने वाला राइट्स ही वो रेफरेंस को रख के है, उसको कैसा इंटरप्रेट करके इनको ये केस को कैसा ये जज देखता है, उसी के अनुसार जजमेंट आता है। तो ये अपना डिफेक्टिव आइज से और डिफेक्टिवली देखते हैं और उसका डिफेक्टिव सॉल्यूशंस देते हैं। तो दैट्स व्हाई यदि अल्टीमेटली ला पढ़ेंगे तो भी उसमें अल्टीमेटली जज का जो इनर कॉन्शियसनेस है, उनका जो हार्ट है, वो ही अल्टीमेटली कारण बनता है रिजल्ट का, जजमेंट का। वो कैसा देखते हैं वो पूरा सिचुएशन को, और कैसे इंटरप्रेट करते हैं आर्टिकल्स को, हमारा जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स को सैंक्शन करने वाला जो आर्टिकल्स है, उसी के अनुसार जजमेंट हो जाए। तो इसीलिए जजेस ज्यादा करके कृष्णा कॉन्शियस पीपल होंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ ग्रिप आ जाता है सोसाइटी में। मैं पिछले क्लास में ही बोला, लास्ट टाइम ही बोला, इफ यू वांट टू एनकरेज स्टूडेंट्स यू शुड एनकरेज देम टू बिकम जजेस और अदरवाइज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स। इंजीनियर सब काम का नहीं हो, सब सूत्र है एक्चुअली, सोसाइटी को रिफ्लेक्ट करने वाला नहीं, उनको खिला पिला के कोई फायदा नहीं, बेसिस में बहुत ब्रह्मचारी बनेंगे, लेकिन को बहुत कम लोग हैं। जहाँ आने के बाद बहुत कहीं चले जाते हैं, दिल्ली से बैंगलोर चले गया, बैंगलोर में किससे मिला नहीं मिला, बस 5 साल के बाद गायब हो गया। पत्नी आ गई, चले गए। तो ये मेरा कहने की तात्पर्य है, जो जज का जो इंटरनल इनर कॉन्शियसनेस है, इनका हार्ट है जैसा वैसे जजमेंट आता है। यदि डिवोशनल होते तो वो डिवोशनल पर्सपेक्टिव को भी पॉइंट में रखते हुए तो तब देखेगा, तब तो उनको देखने की वही फंडामेंटल राइट्स को, डिवोशन को, वैल्यूज को भी रखते हुए बोलेगा, तब तो जजमेंट अलग हो जाता है, जजमेंट अलग हो जाएगा। जो नास्तिक वाला जज है तब तो उनका जजमेंट अलग हो जाता है। तो इसीलिए वो एरियाज को ऑलरेडी हमारा लोग कब्जा कर चुके हैं ऑलरेडी बहुत। कौन? एथिस्ट भी कब्जा कर दिए हैं पहले से। वो लोग जब इंडिया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना इमीडिएटली वो लोग कब्जा करके रखे एथिस्ट बने। वो जो लिबरल्स हैं वो तो, हाँ, वो तो ले चुके ऑलरेडी कंट्रोल। और इसके साथ साथ हमारा हमारा भाई लोग भाईचारा हो गई ऋत्विक नहीं, मुस्लिम्स, they are most of the judges are Muslims. If you find, you see the list.
They have not changed names, but family member.
Yes. Most. Yes.
There is one foundation, Jagat Foundation, just like it is. Jagat Foundation.
Zakat fund.
There is one foundation called Jagat Foundation.
They fund actually to become
They train IAS.
train IAS and IPS and also judges. Last set. They have a lot of funding for, that means whoever the intellectual boy in their community, if they want to become a lawyer or the IAS, they give the so much
Free training.
free training, so much encouragement, so that administration will be in their hands.
Granting them minoritical rights also. So they are easily climbing those stairs.
Yes. तो लेकिन हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा देखना चाहिए। Let us next. बहुत कुछ है प्लानिंग करने के लिए। There is a lot to plan to spread this Krishna consciousness, to make every village and town Krishna conscious. We should. UPS में
IAS की तैयारी करता है अगर पास हो गया
हम साइड में कंट्रोल देते हैं और बड़ा व्यक्ति बन गया तो फिर फार्म हाउस पे हेल्प करेगा,
हेल्प करेगा ना।
ऐसे
हाँ, इसीलिए ना अभी एक साल में कम से कम 2 बच्चे को पकड़ पाएंगे ना, तो 20 साल गए तो 40 हो जाएंगे, 40 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हमारा को एटलीस्ट सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर तो रहेगा। एक बार हमारा प्रसाद खा के गए तो आगे जब भी हमारा ड्यूटी किसी कोने में कुछ एप्लीकेशन लेके गया, मुझे जमीन चाहिए, मुझे ये चाहिए, तो वो तो देखिएगा, तो अच्छा बात तो है, लेकिन उसको कई प्रकार की हेल्प मिलता है। हाँ,
एक स्टूडेंट को IAS बनाने बना सकती है, उससे जल्दी एक IAS को डिवोटी बना सकते, ऐसा भी ट्राई करते हैं डिवोटी।
क्योंकि स्टूडेंट जब नीड लेवल पर रहते हैं, उनको अच्छा प्रसाद खिलाया, लेकिन आप ज्यादा उनका टाइम को रेस्पेक्ट देते हुए बस उनको पढ़ने दिया, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे बेसिस हैं उनको अच्छा प्रसाद है, अच्छा माहौल है, और जैसे कभी कभी हफ्ते में 1-2 बार उनका माने जैसे स्पिरिचुअली उनको हेल्प करने का, ऐसे उनका माइंड को पीसफुल रखने का ऐसा हेल्प किए, तो उनको अच्छा रैंक आ गया, तो तब वो ग्रेटिट्यूड रखेगा वो।
पंडित स्टीम शुरू से ही शुरू से करेंगे,
ये शुरू से कनेक्ट ऐसा है। तो शुरू वाला अभी नीड में रहते हैं उसको, हाँ, उन लोग हेल्प करने से ग्रेटिट्यूड आता है। Judges also, judges is another easy thing actually. Easily they can become judges. Judges and also lawyers are more Krishna conscious people. Then it's easy.
We have 3 judges who are like initiated devotees.
Yes.
They wear tilak and devo, their judgments.
So that's why this is the one of the more, that means judiciary, next administration and legislative. Legislative is fully corrupted. सबसे नीचे गिरा हुआ लोग है, माने जो भी लीडर्स है, इसलिए उन लोगों को इतना आसान नहीं उनको कल्टिवेट, क्योंकि उनको वोट बैंक है, वो आपका भी हाँ बोलेंगे, उनका भी हाँ बोलेंगे, सबका हाँ बोलेंगे, और क्योंकि उनको वोट बनाने के लिए सबसे नाटक करते रहते, वो बहुत चतुर रहते हैं, इसलिए उसको मछली पकड़ना आसान नहीं है लेजिस्लेटिव को। लेकिन बाकी 2 हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेसी एंड माने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड जुडिशियरी, ये दोनों इजी है। इसकी एरियाज को फोकस करेंगे तो तब आपको कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस को स्प्रेड करने के लिए एटमॉस्फेयर इजी बन जाता है। We should focus actually in that direction. ये इंजीनियर्स पकड़ के क्या होता है एक्चुअली? ज्यादा कुछ लोग रमजान बंद होगा ठीक है, कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ज्यादा ज्यादा 5,000 करके महीना 5 साल देंगे, उसके बाद टाटा बोलेंगे मेरे फैमिली नीड्स बढ़ गए प्रभु, हम क्या करेंगे, ऐसे बोल देंगे बस। वो भी नहीं हो पाता है इसके बाद। हैं? उनके पास कुछ भी नहीं है ना बेचारा, वो तो अहिरेव पय पोषः पोषकस्याप्यनर्थभृत् वेना प्रकृत्येव सुनीता गर्भसम्भवः। Last slok. Okay. The sages began to think within themselves because he was born from the womb of Sunitha. King Vena is by nature very mischievous. Supporting this mischievous king is exactly like maintaining a snake with milk. Now he has become a source of all difficulties. Sages are all thinking like this. So he is like a snake actually. Even if you feed snake with nice milk and bananas, it will develop poison only. It will not develop the milk qualities in the poison. Okay, so King Vena was supposed to be saintly persons are generally aloof from social activities and the materialistic way of life. King Vena was supported by the saintly persons just to protect the citizens from the hands of rogues and thieves. But after his ascendance to the throne, he became a source of trouble to the sages. Saintly people are especially interested in performing sacrifice and austerities for the advancement of spiritual life. But Vena, instead of being abolished because of saints' mercy, turned out to be their enemy. वही लोग राजा बना दिया और उनकी बात नहीं सुनने की रेडी है और उनकी विरुद्ध कार्य कर रहे हैं। सेजेस चाहते हैं कि हर सोसाइटी में रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल्स अच्छा से इंप्लीमेंट हो जाए और पॉलिसीज ऐसा बना दिया उनका विरुद्ध, उनकी मत की विरुद्ध बना दिया। So this is the cruel person will be like this. Instead of being obliged because of the saint's mercy, turned out to be their enemy because he prohibited them from executing their ordinary duties. A serpent who is maintained with the milk and banana simply stores poison in his teeth and avoids the day to bite his master. That's why one who should not entertain. So we'll be studying in the after 1 o'clock. So how many types of that means Mahatmas and Duratmas categories we'll be studying. Yeah, we'll stop here with 12 to 1. Take a break. We'll read. Come back by what? 1 to Mohan Sam 12 to 11 to 12. Huh? Before the group. Yeah, 12, 11 to 12. 12 to 1 is break. 1 to 4 classes. That is updated one actually. Class 11 to 12 class over. No 1 to 12 to 1 is break. 1 to 1 switch. Yes.
I took one course is going on in the theory of Vedic literature. We started after the in that also I told them that most harm was actually done by these Britishers because they were very subtle there. They did not reject Vedas directly.
Yes.
But what they did, these are very nice books.
But they